Hey everyone, it's Rob from Play More Games, and in this video, we're going to show you how to get into the secret menus in NBA Jam and NBA Hangtime. I've been doing some research since I got my Arcade 1-Up NBA Jam cabinet, and I found that there's a certain button combination and joystick combination that you can do to access a secret menu, and in this video, I'll show you how to do it. Before I show you how to access these secret menus, I just wanted to give you some disclaimers. So number one, it's kind of hard to do it by yourself. You should be doing it with another person. If you do it by yourself, there's a lot of different button combinations. You have to wait for a long time at points. So if you have someone to help you, I would highly recommend it. The second is there's not a lot of functionality in these menus. There's about 8 pages total, and of that, about 7 is informational. There's a lot of statistics, a lot of versions, but there's not a lot to do. So I don't want you to get your hopes up and thinking you'll be able to change a lot of things in your arcade cabinet. You really can't. So third and lastly, this only works for NBA Jam and NBA Hangtime. I didn't get it to work for the NBA Jam Tournament Edition. I just couldn't do it. So NBA Jam, NBA Hangtime, that's it. If you get to work on Tournament Edition, leave a comment down below. Okay, so how do we actually get into these secret menus? So to start off, get yourself into a nice comfortable position in front of your arcade cabinet. And next you're going to hold down all the player 1 and player 2 buttons. So that's turbo, shoot, and pass. Hold them all down. And somehow, if you have someone to help you or you're doing it by yourself, you have to hold player 1 and player 2 joysticks up. So once you have those, you have to wait. And there's 2 times through the attract mode you're going to see 150 player text on the screen. The second time it happens, it's after all the statistics are displayed. So you have to go on the specific 150 players. So as soon as you see that 150 players, you're going to release all the buttons and you got to pull down player 1 and player 2 joysticks. Sometimes this can take a little while because you have to cycle through the entire attract mode menus, but just be patient, do it on the right 150 player screen. And if you do it correctly, you're going to hear this noise. So now here's the tricky part. As soon as you pull back on the 2 joysticks, you have to hit a button combination as fast as possible. And the button combination is as follows. Player 1, turbo twice. Player 2, shoot 3 times. Player 2, pass 2 times. Player 1, shoot once, pass once. Player 2, turbo twice. And player 1, turbo 4 times. And just in case you didn't get that, here are the button combinations up on the screen. Okay, now same button combinations and everything for the NBA Hangtime screens. So now we're looking at the secret midway menu, NBA Hangtime version L1.1, April 16th, 1996. Again, we have dunk info, dunks from left, right, center. Not sure why mine is 0. Leave a message in the comments. So now looking at the second screen, as you notice, the total uptime for NBA Hangtime is 8,351 hours, so I do play this game quite a bit. And then if you notice, I see some things in red here. Total gameplay, there's an error, 25 hours, but there's an error. And then player 2, player 3, player 4, for full games purchased, it says errors. So I'm not sure what's wrong with my system, but again, we have things like game started, individual player stats, initials entered, and gone into overtime. So on the next screen, we have that SND error, dogs in process KO. And we also have things like average score, human score. So it's very similar to the NBA Jam ones. CPU victory, greatest CPU victory, human versus human games played, and then LSW. I'm not sure what that is. Again, if you know, leave a comment down below. So I think this next menu is unique to NBA Hangtime. We have total hot streak started, average points scored during hot streak, total team fires, average points scored during team fire, total alley-oops, total double dunks, total players created modified, and created player starts. So that one's a little different than the NBA Jam version. Now this next screen is very similar to NBA Jam. We have all the teams and how many times we use those teams. I've used Chicago 269 times, and I really haven't used any of the other teams that much. So I'm going to have to start evening that out, going through and playing some of these other teams. But this is good to know, because you don't really think about that when you're playing the game. Now in this screen, nothing really interesting to see. This is the leaderboard used during the attract mode. It's here, tells you how many games you've played, how many times you've won, things like that. But at least it's here. We have a little information. So this is the one screen that has any type of functionality in these secret menus. So this is the game volume adjust. And basically that's what it does. So it says adjust volume with joysticks or volume buttons, any other button to quit. So basically you can adjust the max volume of the game or the min volume of the game, but that's the only functionality it has. It's the only functionality in all these screens, but it's still pretty cool to see these secret menus. So on the last screen, we have the versions, CMOS check, then we have the sound system version and the game serial number. So pretty interesting stuff, and now here we are back to the attract mode menu. So there is a slight difference between NBA Jam and NBA Hangtime. In NBA Jam, you're going to go through these stats screens, and once you get through the stats screens, you're going to see free play, press start. Once that happens, pull down on the joysticks, you'll see this screen, hit your button combinations, and that will take you into the secret menu. So this is the first screen of the NBA Jam secret menu. If you notice here, it says Rev 301 with April 7th, 1993 being the date. Pretty cool. And it's some jam info from left, right, and center. Not sure why mine is 0, but that's what it is. Looking at the second screen, now we have some statistics. Total game uptime, 397 hours, I believe. Total games playtime, game started, individual player stats, initials entered, things like that. Finished by quarter, gone into overtime, and then the SND error, DAV, and read back. Not sure what that is. If you know what it is, leave it in the comments. Now here on the third screen, I don't know what these first 3 things are. It says dogs, process KO, so I'm assuming that's process killed, clip KO, not sure what that is. So again, if you know what that is, let me know in the comments. And that has some interesting information like the average score, average human score, average CPU score, and then average winning scores, average losing scores. CPU victories on this one is 50%. I'm not that good. Greatest CPU victory margin was 7. Greatest CPU loss margin was 1. And then some dropout information, total hot streak started, and then average points scored during hot streak, which is 2 for me, and that's appalling. Now here on the 4th page, it shows you how many times you used each team. So nothing really too interesting here, except for the fact that I've used Phoenix Suns 60 times. I'm more of an NBA Hangtime player than NBA Jam, so you know, my statistics will be greater with NBA Hangtime, but this is still some pretty interesting statistics. Now on this screen, this is the same statistics I think you'd see on attract mode. These are the initials of the players with how many games they played, how many games they've won, so nothing super interesting on this page. So this is the last page of the NBA Jam secret menus. Again, it has the rev and date. CMOS okay, so it does a CMOS check, and then using dip switch coinage. So, and then we're back to the normal attract mode here. So that's all I have for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you can get into the menu system yourself. And if you can, please leave a comment. Tell me how you did. And if you like this video, please give me a like. And if you can, please subscribe. That really helps the channel. And as always, have a good day.